Okay, I'm gonna talk about this. 'Cause I don't really know how else to I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts, I think.
This ring, it's the greatest weapon in
I
the...
hate that ring. I hate that ring. I don't like it. Why is there gold in it, dude? Like I, oh my god. I don't even like that it's like a crystal. I don't like it. I don't like the ring. Basically at all. Um I will say this though, it's a lot better than something I would assume would come from like the MCU or something like that, because it actually has the fucking Green Lantern ring symbol and stuff on it. So that's nice. Um, anyway,
universe.
okay, so this is really cool. So I'm pretty confident the show takes place in two different time periods. I think it's 2026 and 2016 primarily. I don't know what this laser is supposed to be. Maybe some generic thing. But we get to see Construct. He creates like a dome. Not even a dome, just shields
That's
it.
the whole ball game, Junior.
So that's really cool. I'm not gonna worry about talking about the dialogue yet. I'll probably do that on a second run. The one thing I do really like about this ring is the way it glows. I don't like that it's not the full thing, but it comes off as, I don't know if it is, but it feels practical in a way that's just kind of like, oh yeah, that is what the ring does. It fucking lights up and then shit is created. The individual like pixels being formed is very interesting.
Did you just use that ring to counterfeit money?
I'm not really sure if I'm like actually a huge fan of how the construct looks in terms of it being created. But so far, all this stuff, they're really just nitpicking. I could do that for the MCU. I really don't like a lot of the MCU stuff visually. So like, it's fine. It's fine. Let's not worry about it.
No.
Tell me how you got it. The ring.
You know how I got it. I sure as hell didn't interview for it.
But here it's actually really
Sure as hell
cool.
didn't
So
interview
maybe
for
it's
it.
just, yeah.
Oh, well, shit, maybe you should have. Power like that, shouldn't you have to work for it?
Something I don't like about how Jon Stewart is. I said I would talk about the characters later, but I guess we're doing it here. How Jon Stewart is like really being portrayed here is that he is like the military guy. Jon Stewart was not a military guy when he first came out. He wasn't. He wasn't. He just wasn't. He was a an architect, and in the comics he's both. I think the military thing actually might have just come from the Justice League animated show, which is a great show. But a lot of John's stuff there is really just Hal. It's a lot of just Hal stuff. The personality is very different, but
I've been doing this since you were a baby. And the only way you're gonna get this ring is over my dead fucking body.
I
think he likes me.
like it. Hold on. So what is happening here? What is that? Is that supposed to be him? I don't know. It just looks kind of weird. It's not a big deal.
Everybody is lying to us.
I think this shot looks really cheap to me. I guess I've never thought about it before, but I guess the Green Lanterns, they don't have an aura when they fly. I guess.
Everybody is lying to us.
You're not leaving here till we find out what they're hiding. Danger is part of the job. You need to be fearless.
How are you?
What is confusing to me is who the actual villain is. Like, there's just cowboy guy.
Till we find out what they're hiding.
Why is there just
Danger
random
job.
militia guys
Be
just...
fearless.
I guess maybe they think he did something, but maybe that's what it is. But let's assume for a second that they're the antagonist. Who's the antagonist supposed to be? I would have guessed. Sinestro. I actually kind of think it might be. It might be Hal. It might be Parallax. And honestly, you know what? I think there's going to be a lot of Green Lantern fans that would be pissed if Hal was Parallax and was evil right from the get-go. But I wouldn't give a shit, to be honest. I just want Green Lantern to get some like respect, some iconography back. And if the price to pay to get something good live action that's Green Lantern is that Hal has to be sacrificed for John to be good, to be like the character, then that's fine. I will live with it.
Chosen for this.
It's only one question. Are you afraid?
I'm a pretty new Green Lantern fan. I mean, I always thought he was cool, sure, to an extent, but I never really, like, I don't know, I never really was super into them. And then when I read Jeff Johns' run all the way up until New 52, and I gotta continue beyond that at some point, Hal became one of my favorite characters of all time. And actually, Jon Stewart really felt like a fucking brick, because he wasn't really a character yet. He was just kind of background. He wasn't super interesting. And it's really the Justice League animated show that I think made him more popular. And they started adding in those elements to the comics. I don't really know if he's ever been very big. So there's a really conflicted part of me that's like, oh, I wish it was Hal. I wish Hal was younger. I wish, these were the stories that we're basing it off of. But there's another part of me that actually does just want something new. Because Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run is so definitive. And there's other great runs out there. It's so definitive that if you were to try to pretend to follow any of it, it just wouldn't be as good. So the fact that they're trying to do something new and different with it is commendable. I like that. I actually probably prefer it being new and different. But the other side of me is like, man, I wish that I could see Hal in his prime, in his heyday. Now, I know James Gunn has talked about the DCU as being Star Wars-esque in how they're not really concerned with, their different projects and stuff will, appear in different time periods. So there's a possibility we could get Green Lantern game or Green Lantern show, like animated show, or even a movie that stars a 20-something hotshot Hal. Because the Hal in this is not that. So I cope that I'll get that someday still. I'll get something with young Hal. But on the other end, as I already said, if this is the price that I have to pay to get something good with Green Lantern in it, then fuck yeah. I will pay that price. Because I do like John. I think John is a character in the comic books that doesn't have actually a lot going for him. And something new that stars John could maybe jumpstart his comic character career a bit more and give him more and new cool stuff to do. Anyway.
Are you afraid?
Okay, I have to compare this. Okay, so that's definitely the Green Lantern outfit.
Only one question. Are you afraid? It's only one question.
Fearless. How are you chosen for this?
It's only one question. Are you afraid?
I think that's interesting. Hal doesn't have a secret identity? Is he just well known? Is he just everybody knows him as Green Lantern? Because he seems to be wearing the outfit. I assume this is Sinestro.
You afraid?
You afraid? Right? I can't tell if he's red skin. He fucking better be. Look, I'm gonna get to that soon in a second. But look, if you want to make Hal old, fine. Go ahead. Make him old. Fuck it. You know? Cool. Something new. Right? Hal is like the main fucking character of every Green Lantern run for the past 70 years. We can get somebody new. But Sinestro has to be perfect. The villains, in my opinion, are oftentimes much more important than the heroes in regards to getting them correct. An all-right hero, they could be adjusted throughout, you know, their career. But the villain needs to pop, and the villain needs to be right. And my colorblind ass
You afraid?
can't tell if that's him. But I also, so we're gonna go back. I will say this: really positive stuff. I like the green, or like the streak there. So we do get kind of the excessive comic bookiness there. The planet, I don't recognize this planet at all. It can't be Mogo. I'm pretty sure Mogo is entirely jungle. I don't think he has any. He's like a paradise planet. I don't think he has any frost caps. So it can't be that. This prison is very interesting. I'm glad that we're going off planet. Even if it's for like 20 seconds, that fulfills my requirement for Green Lantern. Green Lantern essentially needs to not be stuck on Earth. He was stuck on Earth way, way back in like the fucking 60s and 70s and stuff. But pretty much since the 80s on, he's barely on Earth. Or if his stories relate to him being on Earth, oftentimes it's extraterrestrial enemies to deal with. As long as I get to see him be on a planet, even if it's for 30 seconds, I'm fine with that.
You afraid?
This suit, I do not like this suit, bro. I do not. Ugh, God, it's fucking disgusting. I think it's better than I had given it credit for initially. But, like, it being an armor suit, yeah, okay, I guess it makes sense in, like, if you're going for realism. But it's not fucking real. It's a fucking comic book. So, like, why are you doing this? To me, Hal Jordan's outfit should always, pretty much always just, always look like, oh god, what's a good picture? This is fine. Yeah, I like how they, like, people are, like, weirdly editing these, but probably, like, oh, fuck. Are you serious? It, like, disappeared. Okay, well, fuck. Here we go. Probably, like that. Like, no white gloves, that's rough. No mask, that's rough. The, like, extra plating shit, I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't. I just don't think it looks very good. I have never read Earth One. Earth One. I heard it's very good, but like the Green Lantern outfits there. Oh God, they really are just so close. They're so close to what they're giving me. I don't like them. I don't like them. So this is the normal outfit, more or less. So that's probably New 52 with all the extra line bullshit. And then this is Earth One. Oh God, I don't like it. I do like the idea of like when you're wearing it, you get like more weird aura and like shit like appears on there and whatnot. Like, it's interesting. But I don't know. I don't like it very much. And that seems to be what they're going for. I think almost every single person I know or have seen online that talks about Earth One is like, oh, Earth One's fucking awesome. But the suit is so ugly. And that seems to be pretty accurate to what we got here.
Are you afraid?
This is the part of the trailer that like actually convinced me.
You afraid?
Are you afraid? Are you afraid?
This has to be another planet, right? This is like Venus or something. But we see 2 planets there, and then like the sun. I assume that's a different planet. But I really like Kyle Chandler a lot, so I'm excited to see him, you know, fucking act my socks off as Hal. Like, I think he's a great. Honestly, I think it's a great casting. Both of them. I think both characters are casted very well. It's just they're doing something different with Kyle. If Kyle was older, if he was like 70, you know, I don't know how old he is. I think he's not even 60 yet. He's not even 60. But if like Hal, if he was old Hal, but not bitter Hal, I think I would be even less conflicted than I am about like where they're going with this kind of stuff. But anyway. Are you afraid? I like that stuff. I think that's all very cool. I don't know what that is. I feel like a fucking fake fan. I don't know what that's supposed to be. They're singing in his ear. It looks kind of like, I don't know, I'm colorblind. Is that yellow? But they don't, I've never known Sinestro or anyone who follows Sinestro to like put fucking yellow stuff in. Wait, is this not correct? Wait, did they? Hold on. Okay, she probably blowing that up. This is cool. Yeah, he's being chased by someone. I'm guessing it's something Sinestro Corps, but I could be wrong. It could be Hal, could be Parallax. It's definitely possible. That it could be the story is he becomes Parallax and through, you know, Sinestro's meddling, which is more or less what happens in the comic. Kinda. I mean, technically it's Hank Henshaw. He like blows up an entire fucking town, city. Actually, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna go that far. They do blow up a house though. That's really cool.
Raised fearless, and I'll do this better than he's ever done it before.
Then go and get it, John Stewart.
So this part really rubs me the wrong way, theoretically. If they're talking about... So if Hal isn't evil, if he is not evil, and he dies, right, which I'm sure he's going to fucking die in the show. Like, I'm 99% confident he's gonna fucking croak. But if he dies and he isn't Parallax and they're talking about him in the scene, I don't like it. There's so many things.
Than he's ever done it before.
Then go and get it, John Stewart.
Also, Aaron Pierre is just like, I don't know, his eyes kind of creep me out. He's like too handsome. I don't know if that makes sense, but August 16th. I think that's like right before I start school. So hopefully. All right. Is there anything else I want to talk about?
It's the greatest weapon in the universe. Winning.
I do really like that. Just casually broken as fuck. So fucking awesome.
When and if to use it. That's the whole.
I really like how they're depicting the powers. Like, he's very strong, but it's also very versatile, which is true. It's both of those things. This is super Hal to me. I don't really consider Hal to be a goody two-shoes. I think I don't know if he would really do this specifically, but this is a pretty Hal-like thing, in my opinion.
Did you just use that ring to counterfeit money?
No.
Tell me how you got it. The ring.
You know how I got it. I sure as hell didn't interview for it.
Oh, well, shit, maybe you should have. Power like that, shouldn't you have to work for it?
I've been doing this since you were a baby. And the only way you're gonna get this ring is over my dead fucking body.
That is really interesting to me. That is not like Hal at all. He definitely loves the ring, but like, he's not that attached to it. It's also interesting. Are we not getting more than one? Well, but there already is more than one Earth Lantern. So like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How is it that John isn't getting the ring, are they just changing all of the lore? Because normally you have to be considered worthy. You're considered worthy by the ring. The only thing is that usually John, usually the Earth, I think the Earth ones were kind of an exception. Because there's only supposed to be one lantern per, like, quadrant or whatever, right? Sector. You know, so this is sector, God, I don't remember. But we already have two Green Lanterns. We have Hal and Guy. So then John isn't worthy yet, right? But why are they going through this training day shit? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Because normally they would go to Mogo for training. Oh, but he would have to have the ring first. Why does he want the ring? These are... I can't complain about this stuff. Because they're not showing me anything. They're not giving me the context. Which is great. I don't really want to know the I don't want to know everything until I watch it. But, like, that's why a lot of the minor things that I'm concerned that they're changing. How important is Mogo? Where is Tamar-Re? Kilowog, all these characters. Chip, even. You know, are these characters not going to be in the show? Are they part of the lore, though? If they're part of the world and they're not in the show, I don't really give a fuck. It's not important. I don't know. So there's a lot of questions like that. Dialogue, I guess.
I think he likes me.
Everybody is lying to us.
We're not leaving here till we find...
M for Manhunter. These are all actually robots. The Manhunters that hunt man. They don't look like that. I don't think they've ever been in the skies either, actually. I wonder who the M could be. I feel like God, what's his name? Hector Hammond? Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember. Dude, it's Major Force, actually.
We're not leaving here till we find out what they're hiding.
I don't know what that M
Dangerous
could
part of
stand
the
for.
job.
Something new.
You need to be fearless.
How are you chosen for this?
It's only one question. Are you afraid?
I am actually, like, semi-convinced that, like,
You.
he's actually going to turn evil by the end, and it's going to be Parallax. I'm down for that. But also, like, Parallax is the most controversial storyline in Green Lantern comics ever. I don't even think it's close.
Right.
Because people liked Hal. And it was a brutal mischaracterization of Hal.
Are you afraid?
And people didn't like him being evil. But I think it turned around and there were a lot of great stories to come out of it. Yeah, I think this is yeah, with the planet up there and this one. I think this is not Earth. But I'm really not sure. I'm not... no planet should be that close, so... I don't know. I think this trailer is... Right, alright, I should probably talk about my positive stuff. I think this trailer is fucking awesome, actually.
Was raised.
I am much more confident I'm gonna like this than I was from the first teaser. The first teaser was interesting, but there was a lot of concerns, and I still have plenty. I'm naturally quite pessimistic. Yeah, I'm quite pessimistic. I don't vibe with things until I, force myself to actually sit down and try and watch them and stuff. Like, because these things are so important to me, I'm always like, oh, it's gonna be terrible, and then, like, I'm praying to fucking God that, like, it'll be good. The Superman movie, I loved it. But the entire time, every single trailer, I was like, doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very good. I'm not very excited for it. I can't be excited for it. I don't like it. You know, oh, it's going to be too many characters and stuff like that, and finding things to nitpick. And then when the suit is terrible, you know, stuff like that. And then when I sat down and watched it, I was like, yeah, I love this movie. I fucking love it. And I'm hoping Lanterns will be like that. But they are changing stuff way, 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 way more than the Superman movie ever did. But it's so drastic that I can't even be upset. That's how I feel. It's so drastic. It's such a drastic change in the characters, how they act, the mythos. It seems to be very different. This is an entirely original story. You know, they're not going around saying it's based off of any one particular comic or even 4 of them, like the Superman movie. You know, like Captain America: Civil War, right? That movie really is nothing like Civil War, basically at all. It just takes like the general idea of them fighting against each other and these things called Sokovia Accords, and that's pretty much it. Like, there's no similarity whatsoever otherwise. Same with Infinity War. The Infinity Gauntlet like saga is like fucking nothing like it is in the comic book. But there are elements to it that are still recognizable as, oh, this is the element, this is the thing from the story that they're adapting. This one, I think there are so few recognizable elements, at least so far. We could watch it and it turns out I'll be like, oh, I've seen this arc before. I've read this comic book that's based on. It's awesome. You know, who knows? But it seems to be so different. But it is respecting, up to this point, Green Lantern as a concept. Space cops that have a magical ring where you have to be fearless. You have to have a lot of willpower to wield. You have to be, you know, a hero. But also, you're not an idyllic hero. You're not a Superman. You're something much more grounded, ironically, despite being based in space and flying all over the place. And in that regard, I think that the show, clearly, the people who are making this actually like Green Lantern. But they're also not concerned with giving us the Hal Jordan that I love, or even the Jon Stewart, really. And I think, for the first time, I'm gonna try to be okay with that. I'm gonna try to be okay with that. Because Guardians of the Galaxy is nothing like the comics, really. And I love those movies. I love Peacemaker. Peacemaker's fucking nothing like the comics either. But this is a character that is bigger than those. So it'll be interesting to see how I feel at the end of it. Anyway, this was like really off the cuff and random, but even though I probably sounded really negative because I was like hitting all my potential criticisms or worries, I'm actually walking away from this trailer a lot happier than the previous teaser trailer. I'm walking away with actually some excitement, some cautious optimism, just like I am with the Supergirl movie and Clayface, because in all of those, there's always one shot in every single trailer that I just like think looks a little cheesy, you know, stuff like that.
And I'll do this better.
And that's where the cautious part, but the optimistic part
Get it, Jon Stewart.
is like from here. This is where I'm optimistic. This looks fucking awesome. That looks cool as fuck, dude.
Was raised.
Like, damn, what the fuck is going on? So, yeah, overall, yeah, cautiously optimistic. That's my review.